What is going on? Today we're going to take out this 2021 Road Glide Special. This bike's had a few upgrades on it. Sounds really good, and we're going to see how she rides. So if this is your first time by our channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like the content, and comment down below. Be sure you're sharing the content because one of these bikes we show you may be the perfect bike for you or one of your friends. So before we hop on, let's go over a few of the upgrades that this bike has had done to it. It's had the bars done, has aftermarket grips, as well as these hand guards. It's the Snake Venom color. It's got Tab Performance exhaust, as well as the Öhlins suspension. Let's do a quick sound check. What'd you think of the sound? Let's get her out on the road. All right, let's get out here on the road. Real quick before we hit the road, this bike is a part of our NNTN event going on from December 26th to December 31st. And this particular unit has 43,187 miles on it. And it's a 2021, so it's definitely been ridden, but it still feels good. As far as maneuvering, everything feels tight. The suspension feels good. And again, it has that Öhlins suspension added on the back. Looks like we got a ram mount here. Anything in the storage? No. That's one thing I love about the Road Glides. You got like a little glove box here, a little glove box there. You got your AC plug right here if you need to plug in a cigarette lighter to charge something. And also in there, in this one, you got a spot for you to hook up an iPhone or Android. It's a USB plug to get your music right to the radio. You got your navigation sitting right there in front of you, and I do like these bars. The bars aren't blocking my view of the navigation at all, and I can still see my speedometer and everything. All right, let's get it going. Sounds really good, that Tab exhaust. We're gonna open it up here a little bit. Yeah, she rides good. 43,000 miles, a little over 43,000, and sounds good, rides good. Suspension is really smooth. I'm loving the placement of the handlebars. I am 6 feet tall, about 220-ish pounds or so, and I feel like the bars are in the perfect location for me. My arms aren't up too high. They're at a comfortable level where they are. This fairing as well as the hand guards are deflecting any type of wind that would be making me cold on this semi-chilly day. And this bike is one of those colors that you don't see too often, that Snake Venom. It's a very sought after color, and this bike has already had quite a few upgrades to it. I know for sure it is a full stage 1. It does not really feel like, it doesn't feel like it has the stage 2 done to it, but you never know. Someone could have went in there and did some performance upgrades to the motor as well. I'm just not really feeling it right now. It feels like a stage 1 with a 114 Milwaukee 8. Let's check out the braking. Okay, the brakes feel solid. I'm gonna turn right here. The bike maneuvers really good. It feels like them Öhlins suspension lifted it up just a little bit in the rear. Gives me a little bit more travel, which will give you a little bit more lean angle. And they feel solid. They're definitely really firm. They're not too soft. I'm not feeling any like squishy suspension where it's too bouncy or anything like that. It feels real good. I'm gonna pull back just a little bit so I can do an acceleration pull. I'm not gonna get to slow down too much because there's a vehicle behind me. We'll drop it down, we'll say to about 25 right here. We're at about 25 miles per hour and we'll roll. Okay, banging through the gears. The gears feel good and solid. Everything feels good about this bike. It definitely pulls. I didn't even give it full throttle. I gave it about a quarter turn throttle. And it sounds really good. This bike sounds really, really good. I stated this in some previous videos. It's always good to find a pre-owned motorcycle with the upgrades that you plan on doing on it anyway. So if you were planning on looking for a pre-owned Road Glide Special, and you know you want to get your bars done, and you know you want the exhaust on there, and there's some other little customizing parts that you want to do to it, such as Olin suspension and things like that, it's good to find one with all of those things already done. Now, 43,000 miles, that's nothing on a Harley. I've seen Harley-Davidsons with over 100,000 miles, and a lot of this mileage probably is from the highway, from going cross-country riding. Usually when I see a bike with mileage this high, they probably done a couple trips from east to west coast, which that's what a lot of people do on these touring motorcycles. It's kind of cool out today, but it's not too bad. It doesn't feel bad at all. It feels nice on the bike. Oh yeah, bike sounds really good. It's extremely comfortable too. Like, these bars are actually quite comfortable. I typically like my bars just a tad bit lower than this, but these are surprisingly comfortable. Man, the sound of this bike is insane. It sounds really good. And I've ridden some bikes without the Olin suspension, and surprisingly, I honestly didn't think I would notice that huge of a difference in the way the bike rides, but there's definitely more of a performance ride to this bike, and it just, I don't know, it just feels a little bit more nimble. I know that sounds weird coming from a touring bike, but it just gives it more of a performance feel with this suspension on here. Oh yeah. And that tab performance exhaust, I'd say out of all of the exhaust systems that I've heard on these touring motorcycles, the tab performance I'd say the tab performance sounds the best. It's the most aggressive sounding. It sounds almost like it sounds like a Harley and a muscle car mixed together. It's very aggressive. It has a deep throaty note to it. I love that. I love that. So on this bike, you're going to get all your typical features, such as you got your traction control, you got your ABS, you got your navigation. You basically got everything right here for you. Don't want to miss this light. Oh yeah, the bike feels really good. Let's see, this is a little bit of a sharper turn. See how she feels there? Oh yeah. Bike feels good, feels solid. We're gonna do a slow speed maneuvering up here. Just go through some cones real quick. I like to do that now when they have these cones set up, because kind of lets you test out the bike a little bit. So we're gonna come in this way. There we go. Okay. Yeah, you can do this with a big bike. Oh, I almost missed it. There we go. Still didn't put my foot down. Turned a little wide there. Didn't have enough momentum. Those cones were kind of close together. All right, we're going. When I'm doing these slow speed maneuvers, I kind of like to use my back brake quite a bit to slow myself down. Never ever want to press my front brake when I'm doing any type of turning. That'll set you up for a really bad day. But yeah, this pre-owned unit feels solid. It feels really solid. All right, let's take her over here, take a few photos. But if you're interested or you're looking for a pre-owned motorcycle, now may be the best time for you to take advantage of NNTN, which is no need to negotiate. Basically what that is all of the pre-owned units have been set at a price to where, give me 1 second here, let's get her parked. So what that is all of the pre-owned units have been set to a price that there's no need to negotiate on, because they've put some amazing prices on our selection of pre-owned bikes. And we have a massive selection of pre-owned on the floor right now. This is one of them, as you can see. Hopefully the camera's picking it up. It has that snake Venom with the number 1 on there. It's kind of turning from green to purplish. You got to see this bike in person. When the light hits it, that's when you fully see the benefits of that snake Venom, or that's when you fully get to see the color of that snake Venom. But make sure you're subscribed to the channel, like and comment down below. If this is not the specific bike you were looking for, check out our website, go through some of our other YouTube videos. I've been trying to put a video out here at least 2 to 3 times per week recently for this NNTN event, just to show you some of our inventory, show you how some of these bikes ride. But make sure you're subscribed, like, comment, share, all of that good stuff, and I will check you out in the next one.